Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, welcome to Radko Tarot. And this live stream, we are going to talk about Venus in Virgo. And now first, to put a disclaimer here, I'm not an astrologer, and everything I'm about to say in terms of astrology, it's brought to you by Pisces Moonbeam, which is, by the way, an excellent astrologer. And in my opinion, at least, you can't go for a better one. And in order to get her, all you got to do is put an inquiry at the Facebook page of ours. Now, with that being said, what is Venus in Virgo? Well, first of all, this transit is from today, which is, at least for me, 21st of July 2021, up until 16th of August 2021. And Venus does not feel, got excited a little bit. So Venus does not feel very well in the sign of Virgo. And why is that? Well, Virgo, according to Pisces Moonbeam, is a very strict sign. It goes by the rules. While Venus, it does refer to our personal values like love, like as well career, and so on and so forth. And so into the next 3 weeks and a half, our personal values are going to be very strict. At some points, even they could become quite rigid. And that is going to be good in terms of efficiency, because, you know, being strict and being very disciplined, so to speak, will provide really good results. But sometimes doing it the right way may not be doing it the way we have pleasure from it, right? We kind of like experience emotional exhilaration and as well, how can I say, a emotional satisfaction. On top of that, moving forward into the transit, the Sun is going to move into Leo, and as well, Venus is going to make a trine with a Uranus or Uranus. And that is going to predispose or it's going to be a very good environment, so to speak, for some turnaround, some quite of an unexpected events, quite of an unexpected as well situations. And at this point, we also, as an individuals, could be quite prone to going drastic, to going radical in terms of even career and in terms of even relationship. But people which are like to go by the book, so to speak, at least to me, for what I wrote from Pisces Moonbeam, and that is personal. My personal opinion here, are going to do really, really well into the next 3.5 weeks. So just hold on a second to see something here. Is the chat working, by the way? Let me check it out. It should be working. I don't know. Just give me a moment, guys. I think that the chat is not working again. Yeah, please. Oh, it's working. All right. So the chat is working. Sorry. All right. So, yeah. Hello, Jennifer. It seems that I'm doing well. Yes. Thank you so much. So that was in terms of astrology, and again, it's very brief. Pisces Moonbeam is going to get you covered very, very soon if she didn't do that already at the Facebook page with a post about the transit. So let's talk about how the live stream is going to be set up for everybody who is new. I hope you enjoy the time here. I hope you have a really, really good time, and that what we do here is going to help you go through the next 3.5 weeks. So what the live stream is going to be all about is about, say, tarot and the tarot predictions about this transit that refers to every single star sign. We're going to start from Aries and we're going to end into Pisces. Also in these live streams, there are free readings giveaways. Okay, so every 4 star signs, I'm going to announce a break. And within this break, you guys get to ask a question into the comments if there is a question you want to inquire for. And I'm going to pick one question, and simply I'm going to perform a professional reading on the question, meaning not just only one card, but a full spread, 4-card spread. Also, for everybody who contributes through super chats, I can't just leave you hanging out there. Make sure you do stay up until the end of the video, and I'm going to draw you a 1 tarot card that is going to be the guidance, how you should, or rather like the guidance for the next 3.5 weeks for the transit itself. And finally, I'm going to use here a 4-card tarot spread. I'm going to tell you the spread right away here so I don't repeat it every single star sign. And I'm going to, it's a 4-card spread, and I want to make a little bit of a insert here, or how can I say, reading tarot without a spread. It's possible. It's called string reading, and I am doing it into the weekly videos, which, by the way, you can check out for this week itself here at the YouTube channel. But reading without string and without any spread, it's like reading chart without knowing where the houses are. It's not going to give you any information whatsoever, or at least it's not going to give you a deep information. So in this video, I'm going to do that 4-card spread, and the very first position of the spread, it does expresses the topic of the transit, or the prime energy that is going to go through the transit itself with the representative star sign. The second position of the spread is going to represent what will hold the star sign back, or what is going to hold, for example, Virgo back, which are the things Virgo to avoid and Virgo to try to, try to shield itself from. Thank you, Renee, so much for the $5 contribution. Thank you so much. Make sure you do stick to the end of the live stream. I'm going to draw you a tarot card. If you can't, though, you can always rewatch the live stream. It's going to be available here on YouTube, and going into the end of the live stream, you're going to find your reading. So where were I? Yeah, so the second card, it is what the star sign should avoid. The third card, though, are the energies which are going to help you guys. These are the things that you should lean toward, or try to kind of like fix yourself into, try to manifest. And the last card of the spread does represent the end of the cycle. Now, this isn't the grand achievement. This is just how you are to finish, or how good job you did throughout the Venus into Virgo. Now, for some of you, is going to be a very short transition here, because you may have done your job very quickly. For others, this end of the transition or end of the cycle is going to be towards the end of the Venus into Virgo. For everybody, is going to be a bit different. And finally, I want to make one addition here, which is something I have researched, and it doesn't have, it has something to do with astrology, and it is from the Russian scholarship. And I can't explain it really well. I mean, if you try to research it, I'm sure you're going to find a lot of material into it. But the whole chart of this transit represents some kind of a figure, and I forgot the name of the guy who made those figures. It's just, it's very awkward name. And I don't want to right now lose time to find it, but basically they do represent the figure of the Aramaic word Yod, or Aramaic letter of Yod. An Aramaic letter of Yod is something we are discussing into my tarot class as well. You can find the symbol of Yod into the Ace of Wands, into the Tower card, into the Ace of Swords as well. And Yod, it means a finger of destiny or finger of God, meaning that you just cannot fight fate. And what is about to happen is going to be very fateful. So that is a really important transit. And that's why I'm making the live stream, and I'm trying to bring it to you guys. So let's shuffle. Enough talking. Let's shuffle, and let's hope the draw is going to be really good, because like we saw, it's going to be rather quite a fateful transit. So just give me a moment here. Hello, Robin. Hope you have fun tonight. All right, so for Aries, first, now the first card we do have for Aries, that is going to be the Eight of Wands, followed by the second card here, which we do have, it's going to be the Queen of Wands, followed with the third card, that is to be the World. And the last card for Aries, we have the Page of Wands. Now, I want to make a little bit of an addition to the reading itself. Now, whenever I draw a court card in one of these two positions, I am going to draw an additional card to the court card, and it is called a catalyst, and that is going to be interpreted through the elements of dignities, which, by the way, it's a course that is already live, so to speak. It's a 1-hour course, which is also supported with a PDF format file, so you can read it wherever you go and wherever you need. And it teaches you how to make pairs, how to read tarot in pairs. 2 cards, 1 message. So we have these 4 cards, and the additional cards to the Queen of Wands is going to be the Ace of Pentacles. So Queen of Wands and Ace of Pentacles, they do form a active neutrals, and it is clear that what is going to hold you back here, Aries, it's a person, okay, who person it's very aware with the surroundings. What I mean is that this person really knows where the wind is blowing from. They know what you need. They know as well what you, how can I say, where your weaknesses and where your strengths are lying. And the reason why they are going to be an obstruction to you throughout this particular transit, it is because they will find it not profitable to work with you. So I think that this is going to be more of a career oriented rather than being more of a relationship oriented. And it is not like going to be that big of a deal if you cannot work with this individual who has a very sharp and acute business sense. By the way, they are just bound to prevail. They just have that sheer will to do so. But it's just the only thing that is going to cause for you. It's a little bit of a disruption. I'm sorry, into your endeavors and into your deeds. But because we do have the Eight of Wands here as the prime source and prime energy of your reading, you will very, very quickly be able to recuperate, salvage the situation, because this card points that is not going to be the only one you can ally yourself with. Okay, this isn't just going to be a person that you are 100% dependable on. Yeah, it's going to be easier with them, but without them, you also are going to be able to push yourself moving forward. And on top of that, we do have the World as a third card, which is, like I said, what is helping you into this transit. And the World card here points that what helps you are not much, but a varieties of a new perspectives. You can do so many things here, not just only one direction, but you do have so many directions you can go toward. And by the way, the World and the Eight of Wands, they do form a active neutrals as well. And usually the Eight of Wands, it's a very risky card. It's kind of like high risk, high reward type of thing, but you also can lose a lot putting your bets into it. But because the World is here into the third position, it pretty much speaks that there isn't much for you to risk about, because you have already finalized, or rather, like, how can I say, consolidated, shielded, secured, whatever your current possessions, and now you are starting like from the towards these new perspectives. You are starting from the starting line, and you cannot bounce behind it. It's as simple as that. And finishing the transit here, once you do explore all of these new perspectives of yours, you are about to stumble upon something new. It's going to be really exciting. Now, what that new thing is going to be will depend on your situation. It could be new job, new relationship, new project, new endeavor, whatever, with the Page of Wands, and should be brought to you by a very positive news that comes about. News that is going to pretty much boost your I don't want to say self-worth, because it's not exactly self-worth. It's going to boost your personal strength. And there you are going to realize that you haven't needed that Queen of Wands at all. You could have done it yourself, and therefore you don't have to share the spoils of war at all. It's just they can belong only to you. And from there, it's just you guys, you Aries, can pretty much go for a great things. But above everything else, here, what I wanna warn you about throughout this transit is that you should not lean way too much into partnerships. Whoever doesn't want to be with you in partnership, that's their problem. It's their loss. You can go along, and you will prove being very efficient on your own. So that was for Aries. Now let me shuffle, and we're gonna go to Taurus. Hello, Kim. Glad you being. Oh my God, glad you being around. Thank you so much being here. All right. So for Taurus, a first card we do have that is going to be the Devil, followed by the second one, which is again the Queen of Wands. Moving next, we do have the Page of Swords, and the last card for Taurus, that is going to be the Lovers. Okay. So the additional card to the Queen of Wands is going to be the Three of Swords. Okay, so just I'm going to put these cards aside. I'm going to draw these two. So we do have the additional card for the Queen of Swords is going to be the the Queen of Wands is going to be the Three of Swords. These two. And the additional card to the Page of Swords is going to be the Four of Swords. So we do have these two. Queen of Wands and Three of Swords, they are forming a active friends, and the Page of Swords and the Four of Swords, they are forming a active supporters. So just give me a second here. Right, so these four we do have. So Queen of Wands with the Three of Swords, that is somebody who is going through a lot of pain, okay? And because it will be dependent on your personal situation, that pain of this person is going to be from a different nature. Some of them are going to go through pain because they think you did them wrong. Others are just going to go through some kind of a pain, and they're going to hate the world. You know, it's just they are driven by a pure hatred. And that person is going to pretty much hold you back. You know, they're going to cause obstructions, they're going to cause setbacks, and their prime source of weapon is through a mental cruelty. So from them, you're going to hear insults as well. You're going to be, they're going to try to smother you beneath toe, like trying to implement that you don't worth it, that you cannot do it, and so on and so forth. And they will try to pretty much, how can I say, place a wall in front of you, not being able to trespass the wall. However, the one that helps you here, the Page of Swords, which is an active supporter with the Four of Swords, this is a very loyal, very faithful companion who it's very smart as well, and they are going to see through that Queen of Wands immediately. They will know the strength and the weaknesses of this person here, and they are going to consult you with a very accurate strategy, where very, how can I say, very effective measures how you can deal with this one. And by that consultation, you are going to gain power. Okay, you're just going to gain power into this transit to do whatever you need, and to satiate whatever hungers you do have. So if you are hungry for money, that is definitely something you can go for here, Taurus. If you are hungry for love, that is also definitely something you can do, because the power that this person here is going to grant you through their counseling and through their ideas that they're going to share with you, It's a power to force your own circumstances. So even if the Queen of Wands, it's a very powerful enemy, it's an antagonist, it's a rival, it just doesn't stand chance against you. It's just impossible to withstand, you know, the power that you are going to carry on within this transit. And at the end, ultimately here in the Lovers, you're going to end up in complete harmony with yourself, with your surrounding, with your love life, and as well with your career life. I'm sorry. And it is very likely that at the end with the Lovers, you will have to make certain choices. And those choices are going to be choices of a great responsibilities, and therefore it will be very important here to say that none of these choices is either right or wrong. It's all about your self-righteousness, and it's all about your personal preferences. So I do hope that at the end you choose correctly, because these could be choices in between two jobs, this could be choices in between two people to be with, right? And it's just the lesson of the Lovers. It is that thou cannot have all, right? And eventually thou has to settle for something. And all that is important is that thou does not regret thine choices. So at the end, I could just, you know, appeal to you guys that just do your choice in a way you ain't going to regret it no matter what. Right, so moving next, we do have Gemini. Right, so Gemini, first one we do have for you guys, that is going to be the Two of Pentacles, followed by the second one, which stands as the Six of Swords, followed by the third one, which is the Ten of Cups, and the last card we have, that is going to be the Eight of Wands. So it's a pretty interesting reading. Once again, the cards here, because I do have a constructive criticism that I'm holding the cards for a way too short time in front of camera. People can't memorize them. So fair criticism here. These are the cards. And it will be a pretty interesting transit. That is because your plans are going to take small changes, and they're going to undergo a process of, I would say it that way, transformation. And what is very advisable for you to avoid into this transformation is to, how can I say, do something out of character. That is how I'm going to say it. Now, this transformation, like I said, is going to be very minor. So it's going to be just 90%, not 90, but 10% of the aspects of your plans for the next 3.5 weeks. The other 90%, they're just going to stay just as the same. And so here, you should not change the entirety of your plan whatsoever. And in these 3.5 weeks, you Gemini are just going to end up being very happy and very satisfied of everything you have. We have the 10 of Cups here into the third position of the spread, which is what helps you throughout this cycle. And this is your loved ones are going to help you, people that love you, and your environment in general is going to help you as well. You're going to feel very secure. It is the word, the closest word that I can say. And this is going to be a very good transit for you, Gemini, who have underwent some kind of catharsis recently, some kind of a fiasco. And you may have that diminished, say, a diminished sense for life. It is like life isn't fair, life isn't worth it. Well, that fairness and that worth is going to be restored very quickly in the next 3.5 weeks. It will be restored even in such a way that at the end here with the Eight of Wands, the dynamic is going to speed up so much that if you by now you have been like a hermit, so to speak, after at the end of this transit, there are going to be so many ways you can go toward it. It just is going to be important at that point not to throw yourself mindlessly in either of them, mind you, but instead face every single opportunity with a clear-headed mind and be accountable to how can I say, to your capabilities, because otherwise you risk to spend way too much than what you are going to gain. You need to be smart at the end of the transit. Other than that, these small changes into the plans that you are going to, it's not even suffer that you are going to face into the next 3.5 weeks. You should face them as an opportunities rather than aggravating obstacles. And if you are adaptable and you are prone to let go of outdated concepts and outdated plans, even, you are to be very efficient and very fruitful into the next 3.5 weeks. So that was, you're welcome, Incognito. You're welcome. I'm glad you like them, guys. So moving next, we do have Cancer, and right after Cancer, there is going to be a break and a free reading giveaway. So make sure you stick around for that, guys. Just hold on a second. Right, so Cancer, first one, we do have Tower, the Tower card, followed by the second one, which is the King of Wands, and that is the reason of the Tower, this one here. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time explaining that one, okay? Followed by the Empress card, and then the last one we have, that is going to be the Lovers again. So, all right, so a long story short, Cancer, you do have a big enemy, guys. And that enemy, it happens like into the movie, you know, just before the, how do you call it? The emanation of things. That enemy actually falls into their own trap. So the transit itself is going to be dappled with unpleasant circumstances for you. That is unfortunate. It's the Tower card. There is no other way to see it. Unpleasant circumstances which are going to force you to act in a very different way from what you are being used to act up until this point. It is just very unexpected. Events are going to take place. Events which are caused by this person here, the King of Wands. Okay. And the catalyst to this card, it is the Five of Pentacles. So what can I say here is that this person, till recently, they had a lot of problems to deal with, and that's why probably they haven't bothered you up until this point. But now have they kind of like have some a little bit more room to breathe. They have remembered for you, and that's why they are coming back for more. And more, it is what they are going to get, not in a good way. It's just they ain't going to like it at all. But this person is very ambitious, and they do tend to transform their ambition into a very powerful drive to a point of sickness. It's just their ambition becomes their sickness, okay? And literally their fixture upon you is going to be their undoing, okay? That's just inevitable here for them. So it's a big lesson that they are to learn. And this is why it's just their plan to ruin you is not going to work out. It is because of the Empress, okay? And the Empress here shows that you are walking into this transit extremely prepared. Maybe even you don't know it yet, that you are prepared, but for one or another reason, you took every single precautionary measure so you don't lose anything. And any attempt of them to deprive you of anything you have, say a relationship, job, friendships, etc., is going to be extremely futile. It's just they won't be able to do anything about it, and that is going to drive them mad. It's going to drive them crazy. Yeah, I mean, their intervention is going to cause you being uncomfortable, is going to put you into very awkward situations, like I said, where you have to act out of character, but you are sound, safe, and secure. And it will be important throughout the next 3.5 weeks to plan your future. And I mean, plan it in the long run. that is. You will be required to make some choices, to make some decisions. And these choices and these decisions, they do need to be made in a very mature, well-found and balanced fashion, because at the end of the day, whatever you reap, whatever you are to sow, you are to reap, may that be bitter or sweet. But I don't think that you're going to screw this one around, having the Lovers at the end. And as we saw into Taurus, I think, was where I draw that card. At the end of the week, at the end of the transit, you're going to end up in a very harmonious fashion. It is simply whatever problems you had, they are to be resolved simply on their own accords. And it will seem like it is on their own accord, but it is in reality, it is because you have prepared well for it. Okay. And those choices, the Lovers, is a sign that you are going to make them in a very good fashion for yourself, for the society, for everybody that is involved into the situation. So it's a overcoming of a strong rivalry here, and congratulations, Cancer. It seems that one less antagonist in your life that it is to drop after a next 3.5 weeks. Right, so that was for the first 4 star signs, guys. And now a poll for free reading is going to take place. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to input a question, 1 question per person, okay, into the comments here of the live stream, whomever wants to, how can I say, oh my God, participate into the free reading giveaway, and whichever question I'm drawn to, I'm going to pick and we'll perform a free reading on it. So you can start putting your questions if you do have any right now. Oh, I hope so, Hannah. I really, really hope so, girl. So again, guys, these are a free reading polls. So that is the way you get a free reading. But for every super chat participant, there will be 1 card draw at the end of the live stream. So if you do support the stream that way, make sure you do stay up until the end to get your guidance card there. And if you do wish a personal reading from me, you can go to my website, which you're gonna find in the description down below. And there you're going to see a full list of my services at my website, that is. And as well, their pricing. And should you wish an astrology reading, we got you covered. I mean, Pisces Moonbeam got you covered. So you can seek her services. Fantastic astrologer. I have no words, to be honest, for the expertise she has. That is at least my personal opinion. Hello, Bella. I know I haven't done all signs yet, Libra. I am a third through, so there is a 8 more star signs. All right, so we have one submitted by, it is just the one I fixed myself into, and that is Renee M. And Renee, you still have a 1 card draw at the end of the reading because of the super chat. but it's just the question that I have fixed myself upon. So it is the one that I'm going to read for. So Renee M is a true love coming into my life. So let's have a look, Renee. Hello, Mamacita. Thank you so much for the $4.99 US dollars. Make sure you do stay up until the end of the live stream, and I'm going to draw you a guidance card. And if you can't stay up until the end, the video is going to be available on YouTube as well. So this is how you can check it out if you are not here in an hour and a half. So Renee, this is your reading. We do have the 7 of Wands, followed by the second one here, which is the 6 of Wands, followed by the third one, that it is the King of Cups. And I don't even need to draw more cards. The situation is pretty clear. Thank you so much, Hannah, for the $5. You too, make sure you do stay up until the end of the live stream, and you will have a one card draw as a guidance. So from these two, Renee, it's pretty clear that the true love is around you. Okay, it's just around you. Unfortunately, you have no eyes for it. It's just you are not open for that true love. I don't know why. You know, for example, the person may not fit your physical criteria. You may be still drawn to ex love that didn't happen, or that's you know, you're still clinging into. But it is pretty clear, and the 6 of Swords is also a card that is marking some kind of a transition. So the 6 of Swords, it is when one or Tao does the unthinkable, where Tao traverses a threshold that they never did before. So what this reading here shows, and let me give you a time frame, by the way, approximately when that thing is about to happen. Mid of September, actually. So mid of September, you will be pretty aware who that person is, okay? And you will be pretty aware because they are going to make it clear to you. I think that this is how it's going to happen. They will wait so you both are alone with each other, and that is where they are going to divulge, say their feelings, okay? And as you do know who that person truly is, towards the June, July, August, September, towards the mid of September, you will have, it's not even a choice, you will have to decide, are you going to take the leap, which there will be no reason for you whatsoever not to do it, okay? Just there will be no reason for you. If there is a reason, it will be just a ego or stubbornness. But there you will have to do the unthinkable and simply, you know, try to make it out with this person that currently does not fit your criteria. But at that point, mid of September, it will be more suitable, and I don't know why. But for now, it seems that you do guard your domain and you do not let anybody in. And that it is why you cannot see who that person is, but he is around you. So that was your reading for the true love, and there are going to be 2 more giveaways, guys. So don't don't get discouraged. You have many chances to get your free reading. And by the way, the upcoming couple of weeks are pretty heavy on transits. There are going to be live streams any other day. So many chances to get your free reading there. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hi, Aries girl. Yeah, Aries is done. Aries, unfortunately, is always the first one to go. But you can rewatch the stream when the stream is done. But also, don't forget to watch your moon and also rising sign. They do carry an important information as well. You know, it's not just only your star sign. In fact, the rising sign, some astrologers believe it's way, way more important than the sun sign. Right, so moving forward with the sign of Leo, just let me reshuffle here and see what Leo is to go through. Right, so for Leo, the first card we do have, guys, that is to be the Temperance card. Followed by the second one, which is the 10 of Wands. Moving next, we do have the 8 of Wands. And the last one, that is going to be the 6 of Pentacles. And that is going to be very interesting transit for Leo. Again, those are the 4 cards for Leo. And this is what immediately makes my impression, these 3 cards. And these 3, they are all fiery cards, which means that the transit is going to be saturated, not just only dappled, guys, but all saturated right there, seething with a lot of activity. And you will be kind of like splitting two. There are going to be those activities that you have already started, and that you will have that impression that you can't simply, it's not even walking away, but it's like setting them aside for a moment. And from the other side, there are going to be those activities which seems very interesting and which are bright, brand new. And what will be the tendency here from your behalf? It is to shove off those activities which are very interesting and which are new, and kind of like because of your, how can I say, your criteria of being reliable, to just dive yourself into the, it's not even the irritating, but the stagnancy of the already promised activities, or rather already established activities. Now, that will be a huge mistake. Going for either of the two is going to be a huge mistake, but if thou should choose, you should go for the new activities. That is what that is the guidance of the cards. But the energy here, which is the Temperance here, it does speak that if you do give it a try, and only if you do give it a try, you will see that you can find the appropriate measures, the correct way to attend to both. To deal with your responsibilities, simultaneously being able to catch the new activities, which are interesting, which are beneficial, which are gainingful, and which are simply going to make your life more exciting, more versatile, and how can I say, more pleasant, so to speak. And at the end, for you, Leo, here, you are ending up with the 6 of Pentacles. And that is very interesting thing. It is because the 6 of Pentacles, it is the little brother of the Hierophant card. They both speak about hierarchy. But with the 6 of, but while the Hierophant allows you to, or rather like does not allow you to trespass hierarchies, here into the 6 of Pentacles you can. But at the end, long story short here, I'm not going to dive that much into the explanation of the card. But long story short, at the end, you are to find yourself in such situations that you are the only one who will be able to seal the deal, or rather like cash in or climb oneself up. It is just wherever you do find yourself at the end of the cycle, it is yours to bear. Now, asking or seeking help at the end is just only going to postpone the inevitable, and that is the Aramaic letter of Yod that I talked about. Okay, so it will be very important here that you simultaneously, you know, fill up or live up to the responsibilities you thus took, but also don't restrict yourself only around it, but jump also into a new opportunities, which you're going to have many of into the next 3.5 weeks. It is a huge dynamic, extreme activity that you are going to have. And it's likely that at the end of the transit, you're going to end up quite exhausted, you know, and probably with a wish to have a week break. And that is totally fine, because you will have a lot that you have finished up until that point. So moving next, we do have Virgo. Right, so for Virgo, the first one is going to be the Page of Wands, followed by the second one, which is the Nine of Wands. Moving next, that is to be the Queen of Cups. And the last card here of your spread, that is going to be the Queen of Swords. Okay, so those 4 cards. And this transit for you, Virgo, it will be the transit for a new endeavors. And when I say new endeavors, I mean a brand new endeavors. There is a bit of a problem. And the problem it is that you will feel unprepared. And even in some extreme cases, guys, those are the cards here, all right? Even in some extreme cases, you are going to feel straight away unqualified. Now, those new endeavors are to be brought to you by a very promising and as well pleasant announcements, news, or straight away, how can I say, even applications even. It is no different than, for example, your boss approaches you and tells you, I have a new position and I think you're going to be a perfect match. They explain you the position and you say, oh my God, how am I even going to be able to handle all that, right? But not to worry here, because you do have that person, which is the Queen of Cups. And the accompanied card of the Queen of Cups is going to be the Magician. Okay, so that's really looks like a motherhood figurine above everything else. I haven't saw it such a strong as a motherhood figurine presence. Now the formation here, or the elements of dignity here, it is a passive neutrals. Okay, and that is a person who is not experienced themselves, but it is a person who have no shred of a doubt in you. They know you can do it, they believe in you, and they will support you. They will go through the 9 circles of hell. It will be a cold day in hell for them to abandon you or to doubt in you or even to discourage you in any way. Now, this person, like I said, very loyal companion, and simultaneously a very discreet individual, meaning that with them you can share literally everything. And there will be a very strong emotional and moral support for you, which is going to be the exact ingredient you need to, if you do have doubts in your preparation and in your experience into what it is to offer to you, they are going to help you gain it. And at the end, no matter how difficult things look, you're simply going to be able to push everything through. So that is a huge breakthrough that you are to experience into the next 3.5 weeks. It's just remarkable, okay? That is like a Superman breaking your bar of limitations, okay, and setting it up like 3 ways higher or 3 times higher than it was up until now. It's highly likely as well, Virgo, that within the next 3.5 weeks, you are going to stumble upon very vital information that you can use as a leverage further into the future. All right, so that was Virgo. Now moving next, we have a Libra. Right, so for Libra, the first one is going to be the Queen of Cups, followed by the second one, that it is the Knight of Pentacles. Moving next, what we do have, that is to be the Devil card. And the last one for Libra, that will be the Hierophant card. So we do have these 3 cards. of 4 cards, I'm sorry. And the situation for you, again, those 4 cards. And the situation for you, Libra, in the next 3.5 weeks is going to be rather quite complicated. Well, I should not say even for you is going to be complicated. For you, it's going to be very simple, in fact. Either things are working out or they are not working out. But not for you, for this one. Okay? For them, the situation is going to be very complicated. So this is how it goes, or it moves forward. Let me draw the additional card to the Knights of Pentacles, which is the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, we do have a passive supporters here, and that is someone who has a lot to lose. I don't even want to say everything to lose. I would have said that without even a hesitation if we have the World here. But we do have the Ten of Pentacles, so if nothing else, they are bound to lose certain investments they have done, maybe emotional investments, material investments. They are about to lose positions as well. They are about to lose independence. And the whole thing here, in between you and them, it is that your focus, which is by the way, is going to be a long-term focus over either relationship or either over career. Your long-term focus is going to start deviating from theirs. So they do have something they want, something they need. They do have a plan how to get it, okay? And their plan involves you. But your plans does not involve them, or your plans can go without them, so to speak. And here into the next 3.5 weeks, you will need to use the full extent of your influence and the full extent as well of your power, as the devil here suggests, to create your own circumstances, which does not include that individual here, Knights of Pentacles, okay? And therefore you are to for yourself to reach a independence from them. It's not going to be difficult, and they will try to get to you emotionally with something like, how could you do this to me, you know, although you're not responsible for their downfall. I mean, their downfall, it is their own doing. You know, you do something. This is the thing, guys. And it is within tarot philosophy, you know, making yourself happy, you know, if making yourself happy by following your own thing, okay, you should not feel guilty if that makes somebody else unhappy just because they cannot leech from you, okay? You cannot sacrifice your own happiness for someone else's happiness. It's as simple as that philosophy into tarot, and this is something you are to learn here, the easy or the hard way, if you will, into the next 3.5 weeks. And at the end of the transit for you, Libra, it seems that you are going to position yourself in a very good place, so to speak, in the ladder of the hierarchy. And career, the hierophant branches when it comes to career or when it comes to relationship, okay? So in career, you are to start experiencing quite of a pleasure of the job you are to do, to a point where you are not going to concern yourself with how much money you make there. I mean, they're going to be important, but it's not going to be the most important thing. The most important thing is going to be the job itself. Money are going to find you on their own accords. And when it comes to love, at the end of these 3.5 weeks, you are going to define for yourself what the real love is. Now, there is a difference in between the real and the true love, okay? Now, the true love, it's through the lovers. The real love, that is through the Hierophant. And the real love, it is when the love is defined, or rather like it steps on a foundation of mutual trust and reliability. Because you can love each other for as much as you like, but if you don't trust each other, or if you don't find each other reliable to one another, you just cannot be together. It's impossible. So that was about Libra. Now moving next, we have Scorpio. All right, so for Scorpio, the first card we have, that is going to be the Eight of Wands, followed by the second card here, which is going to be the King of Cups, followed by the third one, which is to be the Chariot, and the last card for us, Scorpio, because I am Scorpio, for those of you guys who don't know that, that will be the Two of Pentacles, these four cards. And also a bit of a complicated situation with Scorpio. Just give me a moment here, because that King of Cups, I'm sorry, that King of Cups, that will be a beguiling guy, dude. I need to draw the catalyst. Just hold on a second. I need to draw the catalyst here. And the catalyst is the Knight of Cups. So that's our false promise. It's just clear as day. It's a false promise. And that is something we should kind of like shield ourselves from. Very tempting. It's kind of like hard to deny. Empty, false promise. A person who gives us that, feeds us with lies, right there. And that is what will ruin the things for us into the next 3.5 weeks. And as we already discussed a few times into the live stream here, Eight of Wands, many opportunities coming around, huge dynamic into the next 3.5 weeks. But it's a pretty sound card to that elemental dignity, which is a passive supporter elemental dignity, that not every opportunity is meant for us. And especially having these two, that means that some of these opportunities, or yeah, it's offers, so to speak, empty ones. They just, even, and that is the worst thing about it, okay? In order to take it, we will have to deny something else. So it is like, you have an option to start a job. Somebody offers you another job that it seems much better than the first one. You deny the first one, accept the second one, and it turns out that it is nothing, or it's not even a job at all. Okay, so we are in a danger of being beguiled into empty thing, and that is something we have to try to avoid. How to do so? Well, we gotta, face any option that it is bestowed upon us with a clear mind, so to speak, with a lot of intelligence, with a lot of wisdom. We should not approach it emotionally, by all means. And the things which are going to help us into the next 3.5 weeks, just hold on a second here. Which is represented by the Chariot card, and it's not a good position for the Chariot card into this spread. It is because it forms a active enemy to the Eight of Wands, and it speaks about lots of momentum, so to speak. It speaks about searching the easy way, or rather like going for the easy thing. But also speaks about that there will be not much of obstacles. There won't be high odds into the next 3.5 weeks, like high odds we have to overcome, so to speak, like overwhelming issues, like overwhelming situations. Things are going to be easy going. And that will be the scary thing, because having your life easy going, it's very easy to get yourself being beguiled into an empty promise once again. And at the end of the transit here with the Two of Pentacles, it kind of speaks for that we are going to find it's more a spiritual growth here with the Two of Pentacles. It speaks that we are to find that some of our visions for the future and for ourselves and for our situations as well, some of our concepts and even some of our plans are very, very outdated. and they just cannot be applied to the situations we are finding ourselves at. And therefore, at the end of this transit, we are going to start changing our day-to-day routine, you know, our performance as well, or the way how we do things also, to a point where we are to position ourselves way more comfortable according to our love life, according to our career life as well. Things are going to start getting forward with even more ease than before. So, yeah, love is easygoing, true. But how easygoing is love if there is no trust or reliability in between two people? Not that easy, I reckon. So these are the second 4 star sign, guys. And now the second free reading giveaway is going to take place. I will give you 3 minutes to input your question. And at the end, like I said, I'm going to pick one question and perform a professional reading on it. Of course, once again, the super chat contributors, you guys are going to get a free card at the end, or rather like a 1-card draw at the end with the guidance for the transit, no matter what. So, yeah. Hello, Patty. Yes, I am doing super chat, but at the end of the live stream. Marvin, who are we? With your question. Diana, no, I haven't done Pisces yet. Pisces is yet to come. Well, quantum, yeah, I'm still rolling. All of us, well, it's individual for every single one of us, Marvin. It's just your blockages are not mine blockages or my blockages, and my blockages are not your blockages as well, so it's different. Thank you so much, Patty, for the $4.99. Stick to the end of the live stream, and I'm going to see your inquiry with Saro. Yeah, but in general, I can tell you how I do it, and I do have a some sort of a meditation that I'm doing it. I have recorded it here into YouTube, but it is not released. I don't think that that I'm experienced enough, guys, to lead a meditation. Something that the person I'm working with told me, and I just was be about it. All right, I don't want to say the word, so I'm not flagged, but yeah, I was kind of like cocky. Okay, and so Tora, thank you so much for the $4.99. Make sure you do stick to the end of the live stream to get your card of guidance. But I don't think I did a good job, and that's why it's not released. But it is a really, really, really effective method to how can I say, to do stuff. Well, basically what it does, it creates bridge in between, or in between your conscious and your subconscious. And your subconscious controls your emotions, controls your blockages, controls your chakra, it controls everything that you do without being able to control it. Like, for example, rage, love, and so on and so forth. And therefore, you can control all these things, right? So if experiencing, or rather like giving love is your blockage, you can very easily remove that blockage doing this method. Or if a heartache, it's your blockage, again, you very easily can remove that blockage with your method. So I hope that I will be able to bring that to you very, very soon, guys. I may have to re-record it a few times until I get it right, okay? So please be patient with it. But do you know what else it's on? What else it's on? It's the Elements of Dignity Tarot course, which is a 1-hour course with a full PDF of explanation that it is accompanying it. And right now is on a sale, $40. And the Elements of Dignity is a technique that allows you to read in pairs, even in triples, and to be able to form a message in between two cards. Like, for example, these two cards, what is the combined message? What is those two cards forming for? With this method, you don't have to memorize combinations, because you can make combinations on fly, and you don't need to participate for my full tarot course as well. You can have your own understanding in tarot, and you still can use Elements of Dignity. It's that friendly. Okay. So let's pick a question here. By the way, Pisces Moonbeam, do you want to pick the last question from the free giveaway? Okay, so the question submitted by Andrea Brown, and it is, long story short, Andrea is with somebody that has a child, she has a child, so will we both get along with each other's children? So that's the question. It will require 2 readings, but still it's just a 4 cards draw, so no problem doing it. So I will see if you will be able to get along with his or her children or her child children, and if he or she is to get along with your child children. Okay. So let's check it out. All right, so you with his or her children, the High Priestess, he or she with your children, the Three of Cups, the accompanied card of both, respectively. We have the High Priestess with the Seven of Cups, and then no doubt you are going to get along, okay? You are going to get along better than he or she is going to get along with yours. In fact, he or she is going to get along with yours through a more likely bribery, right? It is like spoil them around and kind of like trying to touch their soul, while you are going to be more, I can't even explain it, more of the same. It is like you're going to fit very, very well with the vision of the children. I can't say that you will be able to replace their other parent, but they're going to see in you, if not anything else, a friend. Okay, while from the other side is going to be through a spoiling. So that is how the things are going to go forward for you both. So let me have a couple of minutes, guys, to take to rest a little bit, because my head is start pounding up. It's just. And I don't know if I have a pill for a headache. No, I left it home. You're welcome, Andrea. Good luck. All right. So moving next, we have Sagittarius. Thank you so much, Max. Actually, I have a headache because I overdosed coffee today. Okay. So I can be up for the live stream, guys. It's actually 3:11 a.m. at the morning. So I overdid coffee, and I will make sure not to do that next time around. That's why my head is pounding. I kind of like diminished coffee intake very drastically for a very short amount of time. I was used to drink like 5-6 cups of coffee every day. And then I replaced 5 cups of coffee with cups of tea. So I am drinking 1 time coffee a day. Even there are days that I don't drink coffee. But today, that is my 5th cup of coffee. And that is why my head is pounding. So nothing unless codeine is going to help with that. Okay, it's just I need something equivalent to Tylenol of your country. Okay, and it's but I forgot my pill. Anyway, so yeah, you're right. In fact, I will really go and sip myself a glass of water. Hold on a second, guys. Coming in a minute. You're welcome, Hannah. It's my pleasure. Oh, now it's better. Right. So let's shuffle. And moving to Sagittarius. Renee, I am in Bulgaria, which is on the other side of the world, European Union, Eastern Europe, to be honest. Right, so Sagittarius, first one, we have the Fool card, followed by the second one here, which is going to be the Emperor for you guys. A third card, we have a Justice. And the last card for Sagittarius reading, that is going to be the Eight of Wands. So it's going to be a very strong transit for Sagittarius. We do have a 3 out of 4 major arcana here into the reading. And the issue that I see, okay, the issue that I see It is, and it's a really petite one. I could say that it is just a trifle. It's not something to that is going to ruin your thing around, but you can take things way too seriously. Okay, so it's a little bit difficult to explain. But as the Fool stands here on the prime of your reading, Sagittarius, you are to stumble upon some kind of a new goal, new beginning, if you will. While the Fool, it is not exactly new beginning, and I'm explaining that into my tarot classes. The Fool comes with number 0, and number 0 stays in between two infinities, which is the moment just before the beginning. That is the moment before a relationship takes off, the moment before thou starts a new job, the moment before an idea actually starts taking place. That is the moment where everything, it's literally possible. Okay, and therefore your ideas, all of them, but one in particular, are possible. And it's very important at that point to give freedom to your imagination, to give freedom to your creativity, to give freedom to your love, to give freedom to your capabilities, to give freedom to yourself. Okay, and that is why taking things way too seriously, it will hold you back, because if you do so, it is likely that you are going to kind of like start thinking about how you won't be able to do things, instead of being focused on how you can do these things, being more focused upon the setbacks rather than on the excelling factors out there. And the helping energies, or the helping aspects into the next 3.5 weeks, are the time management. You will be able to manage your time extremely well. You will have that very accurate sense of emergency, knowing what to do, when to do, how to do it as well. You are also going to have a high sense of accountability. It's simply, you're going to be accountable to your actions, to the situations as well, which is going to breed huge sense of reliability into the people that are important to you, to your endeavors as well, your loved ones also. And how can I say, and ultimately at the end, you will get what you deserve in a very, very, very good way. Okay, so the advice here, because this is a very spiritual manifestation into the next 3.5 weeks, I'm sorry. And the spiritual guidance, it is that if you are to be offered a job, no matter how, I can't even say preposterous, but more like, doesn't matter how awkward that job it looks like that it is given to you, take it. Because even if you don't have that much of an experience into it, you guys are going to learn very quickly, and you will become an artist in that job. If you are to meet somebody that there is going to be an interaction in the next 3.5 weeks, be carefree, be spontaneous. Don't bring any attachments, don't bring any strings, especially strings from the past. This is supposed to be a brand new beginning that doesn't carry on anything from the past. And at the end here, depending on how you are going to take on these limitations in these excelling factors, as we already saw with the Eight of Wands, you're going to have a lot of things at your hand, which are going to have, each one of these things are going to have possibility, if I may say it that way, to grow and to be successful and to be beneficial. As well. But suffice to say here, Sagittarius, you are on the verge of a new beginning, guys. What new beginning? Well, that's the beauty of it. You get to choose what. So choose carefully and wisely as well. So moving next, we do have Capricorn. Right, so Capricorn, first one, that is going to be the Six of Wands, followed by the second one for you guys, that is going to be the Four of Pentacles. Moving next, we have, oh my God, the Ace of Pentacles. And the last one here, and that will be the Three of Cups. So Capricorn, Three of Cups. So Capricorn are going to be really the lucky one from this transit. And that is due to these two we have here, which are very well complemented by the Three of Cups at the end. And thank you so much, Diane. I love you too, guys. I love you very much. Because do you know why I love you guys? It's because I am happy, right? And I'm happy because of you. I mean, that's the reality. I'm happy because of you. So, yeah. So Capricorns, the lucky ones into this transit. And now the problem, let's address the elephant into the room first. And that is the Four of Pentacles here into the second position of the spread, which is once again, guys, what holds you back. So, Four of Pentacles, it is when you try into this position, is when you do try desperately to, how can I say, man? It's a desperate strive not to lose anything, but the thing is that you don't have anything to lose. Okay, it's just everything is secure, and this fear of losing something that you just cannot lose because it's yours. If you are to lose it, you have to walk away on your own accord, right? So this fear, so to speak, and attempt to secure the future, say, of your marriage, right, or say of a friendship of yours, that it is already secure, it holds you back. Do you know why? Because it's wastes your time. It's just the pure time. It's a pure waste of your time. Instead, what you should focus on, it's some kind of a rare opportunity for you to further your goal. Okay, that is an opportunity that is going to be given to you, and immediately when you get it, either career-wise or either relationship-wise, you are going to experience sense of content. And it will be very appealing, right? And it will be very peaceful. And when you see it, you will say, my God, that is something that is extremely good business maneuver that I have to do. Or that is a person that I feel very harmonious with, okay? And that thing is going to, this opportunity for you to further your goal in career or in relationship is going to happen to be a huge milestone for you and in your life as well. A milestone is going to be because you're going to feel recognized, okay? You're going to finally feel appreciated. You are going to get the rewards of your hard work. That is very important. And finally, if you do need help of something, that help is about to come into the next 3.5 weeks. And again, I want to stress you this one enough. Don't waste your time upon things which are already yours, to secure things which are already yours. And finally, you are ending up the transit here with the Three of Cups, which is a, there are many things we can look at the Three of Cups into this position, especially as a follow-up to the other cards. But what really makes an impression to me is Three of Cups with the Six of Wands, the prime energy of the transit with the outcome of the transit, and they are active enemies. So there is a little bit of a disappointment here. But that disappointment is going to be a personal disappointment. This is what I mean. So at the end, there are going to be results of your actions, okay? Simply your actions are going to produce some benefits or some results. Now, however, your expectations are going to be a bit bigger from the results that you're going to get. And this is where the disappointment may come from. Now, due time, the results are going to come to live up to your expectations, just not within this time frame. Other than that, you can expect rather unobstructed emotional flow from your beloved ones, friends as well. Also followers if you are a social media celebrity, okay? And finally, how can I say, cooperation. That's if you are working in team, great results there. Needless to say that these cards are a phenomenal for a relationships and marriage. Just don't harp, okay? That is very important. Don't harp, don't question, don't doubt, because that is very common with the Four of Pentacles into this position, and that pretty much speaks that you're trying to secure something that it is already secured and is just aggravating the other half. So that was about Capricorn, and thank you so much, Ian. Well, it is not perfect, truth be told. Don't flatter me, please. My English isn't perfect by a large margin, okay? My accent, it's when I'm listening myself, it just, oh my God, I wanna just put my head up throughout the window and scream. I just cannot take it anymore. But you know, it is what it is. So, thank you, Angie. Thank you so much. Right. So that was about Capricorn. Now, moving next, we have Aquarius. Yeah, that's right, Patsy. That's right. All right. So, Aquarius. Just give me a second here, guys. Right. So, Aquarius. First one for Aquarius, that is going to be the Seven of Pentacles. Followed by the second one here, which stands as the Empress. That's going to be the interesting one, okay? There is already a complication here, not to freak out though, okay? Just don't freak out. After that, we do have Justice. And the last one for Aquarius, that is going to be the High Priestess. So it is the High Priestess here. Just give me a moment, guys. All right. So why there is a complication? It is because we do have these two cards, okay? And they both are a passive supporters. And the thing is that the energy of this transit for you, Aquarius, is to very carefully measure what truly works for you. Now, the problem is with the Empress here into the second position, speaking that there is not even a good way to explain it, okay? It's just a state. And it is a state of being way too calculative about things. So we already have a discrepancy in these two cards, which or in these two positions, which speak that this is going to be a very walking on the edge cycle for you, or a transit for you. It is like skating on a rather thin ice here. Now, one thing is certain is that here is that there is quite of an important event which is lurking behind the corner. Now I know what it means. Oh my God. Yeah. Wow. All right. So because the Empress very often is the need to withdraw from everything that is going on, so you can carefully analyze the situation, so you can make a well-found decision. You don't have to do that. Actually, you need to be in the midst of things so you can scope and catch, grasp, grapple even upon that event which is lurking just behind the corner, which is the event of a huge value for you. And you guys are to be the first to know. Here with the Justice card into the third position, you are going to be forewarned again, a first to know when that event comes about. It's not going to be unique for you. Many other people can make advantage of it. It could be, you know, a place that is open in a very good company to work with, or just a person who recently became single. You have an eye on this person, many others have an eye on it, or on that person as well. But you are going to be the first to know. Now, what you are going to do about it? That is going to be the question here, Aquarius. And that will be the event, you know, some kind of event of that nature is going to happen into the next 3.5 weeks for you. And whichever the case here, with the High Priestess at the end, you are going to fulfill the needs of your soul. That is what the High Priestess stands for. So this is what I mean with it, that it is, if in the next 3.5 weeks you start the job, or the way you're going to find yourself in the next after the next 3.5 weeks is going to be there to stay. You start a relationship in the next 3.5 weeks, you have your soulmate there. You start a job in the next 3.5 weeks, you have a job for a very, very long time, right? Maybe you're going to get your pension from it. Okay, but even if you do end up single in the next 3.5 weeks, the High Priest is a clear sign that your soulmate is coming about. Okay, it's just, I hate talking about soulmates, and many people say that the Lover's card is about soulmates, but it isn't. The Lover's card is an air sign. Lovers has nothing to do with emotions, which emotions are a water. They are by going by a water element. Lovers, they are an air sign, and again, it has nothing to do with emotions. The High Priestess is the core of Tao soul, and when it comes to relationship, High Priestess is the bondage of souls, which is soulmates. But that's besides the point. The High Priestess having it at the end of the reading, it points that you are walking in a path to fulfill that need of your soul. May that be a soulmate, may that be a job that your soul fits in. And you can only, that is a very, how can I say, spiritual way to explain it, but you can find it only through silence, meaning that nobody can tell you whom or where you're going to find your soulmate at. Even if you go for an astrology reading or for a tarot reading, even nobody can tell you. Having the High Priestess or the Moon card, meaning that the answer is shrouded in obscurity. Only through silence you can find the answer, and that is a very spiritual explanation of it. So not only communication, air, it's the mental energy, okay? Your mind, it's the air. And finally, last but not least, guys, we do have Pisces. All right, Four of Pentacles for Pisces, followed by the World card. I don't even need to draw more, but I will for the sake of the reading. Followed by the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, I'm sorry. And the last one, that is going to be the Hermit. Okay, so that is going to be a short one. So you Pisces, in the next 3.5 weeks, guys, you are going to stumble or acquire something of humongous, extreme, unthinkable value for yourself. Something that is going to make you happy, happier than you have ever been, right? That could be, again, a job. That could be, again, somebody you crave for. This isn't even about yearning. That's about craving here. Now, the issue we see is that you may take that thing for granted, that it is described here by the world, having it into the second position, and it is a supporter to the Four of Pentacles, which is a very, how can I say, a tricky impression that you have it in the back. You don't, okay? And within the next 3.5 weeks, you gotta do whatever it takes to ensure its survival. For example, if it is a relationship, to ensure your relationship survival, to ensure your job survival. It is just, you lose it the moment you take it for granted. It's right there, you lose it. But suffice to say here, you have all the means, and it's not going to be even that hard to ensure its survival, to ensure its secure future, to take how can I say, a precautionary measures or defensive measures in order so nobody can take it away from you. And that thing is going to be a source of love, life fulfillment, exhilaration, ecstasy, fullness of life. It's just like wish comes true. And the more you have it, the more you understand that your life will be nothing without it. Okay, so that is the most scary thing here. It's like, being on the top of the world, and that is only a once in a lifetime thing. You can't have it twice. Okay, so while being there, it's the most amazing feeling. Also, the fear of falling down, falling from a high place, it's petrifying. So make sure you don't live up to that fear become true. Do your job. Be gentle if it is about relationship. Make sure that you make that person trust you. You trust them as well. If it is about job, don't slack, all right? Just do what it is asked from you. Show yourself reliable. Things are going to be extremely, extremely well. And at the end, guys, you will just gonna see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I can't explain it in another way. So yeah, that was the tarot scope for all 12 zodiac signs. And now the last free reading is going to take place. If Pisces Moonbeam wants to pick the last question from you guys, please, Pisces Moonbeam, give me a sign. I'm going to give you 3 minutes, guys, to input your question into the comments down below. I'm going to pick one and perform a professional reading on it. And after that, I'm going to attend to the super chat contributors, and I'm going to draw them a cards for either a guidance for the transit, or if they have a specific question that they have included, because we do have one that made such request. Oh, you're welcome, Hannah. It was my pleasure. Surely it was my pleasure. Thank you, Jan. Thank you so much. There are no questions? No, that's strange. Pisces what, Renee? What do you mean? Okay, so it seems that we have no questions for a free reading. That's fine. Let's move to the hello, Tammy. Let's move to the super chat then. And the first contributor, Renee M, thank you so much. Let me shuffle the cards and let's see what kind of a guidance card you're gonna you are gonna have for the next 3.5 weeks. Right, so Renee, we have the Queen of Pentacles for you, and that pretty much speaks that you do have some unrealized potential that is going to become very evident in the next 3.5 weeks. So pretty much you do have options available, opportunities, or like I said, potential, which is heretofore unexplored. And once it becomes obvious to you, it will just, is going to have a huge value in your life. So that is like, I don't know, that is like a love interest that haven't been developed, or a skill of yours that haven't been developed. But what it's going to do for you is going to ensure your domain and as well your comfort zone. So at the end of this transit, it's highly likely that you are going to feel, or you're going to find yourself, not just only feel, but also find yourself way more secure than you are entering into the transit right now. So the next contributor to the super chat, that is going to be Hannah Abdurafi. And Hannah, your guidance card, that is going to be the Eight of Swords. So Hannah, in this transit, you are about to realize what is stopping you back. And once you do so, you will realize that it is within your hands to free yourself from it. What I like to say for that card, it is that if the truth is to set you free, then what the denial of it is gonna make you, right? And once you do realize what is stopping you, and these are going to be self-imposed limitations, you are going to set yourself free, and your capabilities are going to exceed even your bravest expectations. So this is the narrative that you should work into your self-imposed limitations. And on a more practical level with this card, there are going to be, you need to work on some disruptions in communications, primarily with these people that they do not understand you very well. They cannot fathom what you say. And these obstructions, they can be overcome, right? It's just you got to be a little bit more elaborative than usual. Next one, that is Patty Ortiz. And Patty has a specific questions here. And are we still going to be together, or is he done for good? We have the Magician. Well, Patty, that's the thing with Tarot. Tarot cannot make decisions for you or for the person you are inquiring, okay? So being together depends on your decision, which I think you have already decided that you want to be with him. But his decision, I cannot make decisions for him, okay? Being together is not something that it is carved in stones. However, the Magician here points that there is going to be a serious conversations that to happen, okay? And in those conversations, everything is going to be pretty much displayed, or how can I say, you are going to drop the cards on the table, okay? All of the cards, you're going to pretty much bet everything into it, put all of your chips into it. And whichever way it goes, you will have no regret for it whatsoever. And whichever way it goes, you are not going to lose your dignity, nor you're going to lose your sovereignty. And even if it doesn't work out, okay, even if you don't end up together, you are going to be pleased with the outcome because you stood true to yourself. Okay, so that is the tarot card for your question here. Now, next one, that is going to be Sortora Glover, and your card is the Page of Cups. So Sortora, in the next 3.5 weeks, a change is looming on the horizon for you. Okay. And the guidance it is that you should not keep yourself being stuck into the irritating details of the change, but instead focus on the overview. Focus on what you can become. Do not focus on why you cannot get there. Focus on what can be instead of what it is. And by doing so, you will be able to, how can I say, make some crucial analysis on your positions and of yourself, which is going to undergo transformation so you can face the change to its fullness. But how can I say, the change is going to make you very happy. I mean, we do have something that you're to connect emotionally with to its fullness. It just, you're going to feel like a teenager once more, okay? And the final, that's the last one, I believe. Let me check once more so I don't miss anybody. Yeah, that's the last one. And this is going to conclude today's live stream, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, it's a pleasure and also an honor to be your host for the live for the transit and for the live stream. Don't forget that I love you, and I already said why. It's because I'm happy, and the reason I'm happy is because of you. There is no other reason for it. And yeah, we're going to see each other very, very soon. If nothing goes wrong or there is no emergency, that will be Thursday for your monthly readings. Because Thursday, I believe, is going to be just, let me check again. Yeah, it's going to be the sun in Leo. So it's going to be Leo season, which you can take as your monthly reading. Don't forget that the weekly readings are already up into the YouTube channel. So if you want to check up this week how it's going to go, make sure you do check your weekly readings to the YouTube channel. And yeah, we're going to see each other around. Until then, bye.